First crankbait fish of the season right there, guys. You know the deal. That's what I'm talking about, boys. Cranking and yanking. Dangerous type of situation we got here, boys. There we go. Doesn't get any better than that right there. Straight cracking them in the jaw on Chester CHEETO. Red crankbaits in the fall, dudes. They eat them. I don't care what the internet tells you. And the irony of me telling you this on the internet right now, I do realize. All right. Nothing to do but keep ripping and rocking. Hello and welcome. What's up, everybody? Thank you for clicking on the video. We are in for a long one today, and I really want you guys to stick around for the entire video. So I'm not going to take up too much time here in the garage before we rip off onto the water. Just want to mention a couple things really quick. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Help us color in the bar here on the subscriber board. We're on a mission trying to hit 100,000 and get that elusive YouTube silver play button. I would love to have you guys ride along with what we got going on over here. So if this is your first time watching, or if you just haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Help us grow this beast. Kick those notification bells on and catch all my future content. Now, a little bit about the footage that you're gonna see in this video. We had our first official cold front roll through here in Texas. It got down to 57 degrees, super cold for this time of year here. Had quite a bit of rain roll through, and I went out and went fishing in this stuff. The fall transition is already starting to happen here in Texas. And when I say fall transition, I mean days started getting shorter. The length of day has as much to do with the fish activity in the beginning of fall as the cold temperatures, but when you combine the two, a lot of times it can be some serious lightning. So I loaded up the rain gear and I went out onto the water, and we did some fishing in the cold and in the rain, and it was a lot of fun. I think you guys are really gonna enjoy this one. We're gonna be throwing Chester CHEETO. That's right, man, the Crush 50X radiation craw, probably my favorite crankbait in existence. This thing right here does absolute damage, and we're gonna catch a lot of fish on this bait here in this video. So if you guys like crankbait fishing, stick around and stay tuned. I was out on a mission trying to answer the question, do bass eat red crankbaits in the fall time? A lot of people consider the red colors as a springtime bait. I've even had people comment that here on the channel that, hey, you should be throwing shad colored baits in the fall, not crawfish colors. And I'm here to tell you that you can smash on them with a red crankbait in the fall time. I'm not saying that the shad style baits don't work, but the red cranks have been absolute money for me once the weather starts cooling off at the end of summer, and I'm gonna prove it to you today in this video. It's gonna be a lot of fun, man. We're gonna get cold, we're gonna get wet, you're gonna see some really awesome footage of steam coming off the lake, and the main thing is we're gonna have fun and we're gonna catch fish. So that's gonna be it for the intro. Let's go ahead and rip out onto the water now, catch us some fish on the almighty Chester CHEETO. Let's go. All right, major cold front rolled through last night. It's 57 degrees out here right now. As you can see, I'm hoodied up and I'm about to try to throw some reaction baits. You can see there's steam coming off the water. The lake is warm, the air is cold, and a lot of times that'll get them fired up, man. So we're out here on this first early fall cold front. Try to see if we can make something happen. Let's get after it. Yes, sir. Justin Royal. Awesome, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Good luck to y'all, man. Woo! That's the coldest run I've had in a minute, old son. I don't know if you guys can see the steam coming off the lake right now, but she's chooching. And we're out here, man, 57 degrees. See if we can find something eating. We'll turn them on or turn them off, but we're gonna find out. Hooked up. Might be a guad. I believe it is a guad. First fish on the day. Guad squad engage. No surprise there. Been catching a lot of these dudes lately. He is so warm. Oh my God, it feels like he just came out of the microwave. Dude, microwave dinner. This fool is steaming. Fish number one is a guad. Let's let him go. See if we keep rolling. My ears are cold. It's a sensation I haven't experienced in months. we go. Hooked up on the crank. Second cast with the crankbait. Nice. Boom, Chester CHEETO. Second cast. So last time when I was out here plopper fishing, I noticed that they were spitting up tiny pieces of little red crawfish. And that made me think to get the crankbait on deck this morning in the crawfish color. Boom, there's a nicer fish. Second cast with the crank and he smoked it. First crankbait fish of the season right there, guys. Stoked on that. This fish is also really warm. It's a little chunk. He smoked it right up against the rocks. Chester CHEETO. You know the deal. The Crush 50X from 6 Cents Fishing. I'm gonna keep throwing this thing. I might even double back with it, see if there's any more that want to hit this. Awesome, dude. Let's go. Crankbait eaters. I love it. I love crankbait fishing. Some of the most fun you can have on the water. And that gets me hyped right there, because he freaking smoked it. Like a freight train, he smoked it. In fact, I'm just gonna go ahead and double back right now, make sure I didn't miss anybody. Where I was throwing the plopper along that wall that whole time. I just started thinking, man, there's these waves are pounding these rocks. And they're probably washing little crayfish and stuff out. Sure enough, man, he smoked it. He smoked it right up against the rocks. I'll crank and yank all day if that's what they want. Just as much fun as plopper fishing to me, honestly. Even though you don't get to see the blow up, crankbait bite is fury. Straight fury. There's another one. There's another one right over there by that tree. Mean little guad. Boom. Yeah, I'm only like 4 or 5 casts in with this crankbait. We already got 2 fish. There's another one, crank yanker. Doubled back, found another one eating. He was right in front of that tree right there. Let's keep going. There's another, oop, there's another one, smacked it just then. He knocked slack in my line, just popped it. That's what I'm talking about, boys. Cranking and yanking, let's go. Square Billy Bob. All day I'll do this, boys. Clicking and clacking down there in the rocks, boys. I'm throwing this Crush 50X square bill crankbait on a Sensory Series rod. It's a 7-foot. There's another one. No, it's a tree. I was about to say there's another one, but I could see the tree limb that I'm snagged in right here. Gotta be careful here. Come on out of there, Chester. There we go. As I was saying, 7.2 medium Sensory Series rod. It's a fast tip rod, but it does work well for throwing these Crush 50s. If you're looking for a good cranking rod for small square bills, you know, and the Lux series is sold out as they currently are, go check out the Sensory series. I just wanna see some trees. They said we didn't see some freaking trees. Looking like I need to retie my crankbait already. Done a little clicking and clacking. Fluorocarbon's getting rashed up. When you're cranking on fluorocarbon, you need to check that line often, retie often. Keep that in mind, snip that fluoro off. Don't throw it in the lake. Throw it in the boat. Tie you a new knot. Keep ripping. Cranking and yanking. Definitely don't want to get broke off on one of these crank yankers because you didn't check your fluoro. That's for sure. All right, back at it. Yee. Let's keep yeeting. Except they got a fire going over there in the park. Burning some brush. Handling some business. Trying to give me another one of these crank yankers, old son. I just want to see some trees. I said we didn't see some freaking trees. Talked about the rod. I don't think I talked about the reel. I'm throwing this Crush 50 on SLX DC reel, 6.3 to 1 gear ratio, 12 pounds Sunline Assassin fluorocarbon. That's the gear breakdown for this video, guys, at least for right now. I'm hoping to find some more that want to bust on this crankster. Just said we didn't see some freaking trees. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, take a hard yeet, son. He's fighting. Come on up here, old son. Oh my gosh, he came off. Dang. Can't believe that fish ripped free on me. He felt like he was pegged. No sir. That sucks. There's another one. There's another one, 2 in a row. Another guad, but I'll take them.
That last one was nice, dude. He was fighting so hard, he ripped free on me. That's the thing about crankbait fishing. It's super volatile, man. You lose some fish, but that's a nice guad right there. Look at him. That's a beautiful fish, dude. That right there is a beautiful looking guad. Mean green. 2 in a row. 2 in a row, old son. Look at that beautiful golden green color. Awesome looking fish, man. All right, they're obviously right here, so I'm gonna get back after it. Man, I would have liked to get that first one I had on in the boat, man. He was a nice little largemouth. Would have been the nicest fish of the day, but I don't know what I was doing. I thought I had him in, and I started trying to pull him up the side of the boat, and he just popped off, man. He just popped off on me. He popped up. Don't be popping off. Boys, don't be popping off, man. But he had a guad friend down there that was willing to eat hard. I just want to see some trees. Just say we didn't see some freaking trees. Ow! Got my net with me today because I had a feeling I might need a net. Should have used it on that largemouth. Go ahead and unstrap the net just in case we do need it again. Learn my lesson here. Oh no. Oh, that's great. That's just great, dude. Dangerous type of situation we got here, boys. What can I do? Maybe I can. Ah, yes. Yes. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I just got lucky. Don't say we didn't say some freaking trees. Yee. I've had a couple people tell me that, you know, crawfish pattern, red, crankbait, whatever, is a springtime bait, not a fall time bait. Man, I have tore them up in the fall on a red crank. I've tore them up in the fall on a shad pattern crank as well. But the last time I was out here, these fish were spitting up chunks of red crawfish. And that is why I decided to start throwing this thing, man. So I know they're eating red craws right now, even though it's early fall and not spring. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I've personally had success with it, and I go off experience, not what some joker on the internet tells me. And my question to you guys is, if they only eat red cranks in the spring, why am I catching these fish? I'm not saying that they don't eat crawfish in the spring. I'm not saying that this bait won't work in the spring. I'm saying it works in the fall too, old son. That's what I'm saying. Get you a red crank and throw it in the fall, see what happens. You never know. You might be pleasantly surprised. The internet knows mostly everything, but people on the internet don't know everything. Sometimes people on the internet are full of it. Hey, I'm on the internet right now. Don't listen to me either. That's funny. You guys are on the internet watching me talk, so don't listen to anything I'm saying. Do what you want. Go to your room, I think, or do whatever you want. I just want to save some trees. Gonna make a short run to another spot near here, and we're gonna keep cranking. Don't say we didn't say some freaking trees. Yeah. Let's go. Yup. Retie. Engage. That's one thing about cranking. You gotta do a lot of retying. I'm using an improved clinch knot here on my crankbait because that's the knot that I can tie the fastest and the cleanest. When I'm tying on my bait over and over and over all day, I'm going with that improved clinchness. Clinching, pinching and clinching. Let's go. Snagged. Came out. All right. That's one good thing about the crush square bill is if you you know, take pressure off of it. If you get behind a rock or tucked in behind a tree limb or something, if you take pressure off your line, a lot of times that crankbait will just back itself right out of the snag, and that's what just happened. I didn't even have to do anything, just let off, put slack on my line, backed itself right on out, good to go. And I felt like I was freaking stuck too, like straight pinned, but nope. We just tucked into a crevasse. And Crush 50 put the reverse on, got itself right out. Seems like it might be starting to rain a little bit. Freaking Kyle's, man, but there's a fish. It's all good. Little guad, another little guad. Whoa, he's got a blue belly. Check him out, he's blue in the belly. What have you been eating blue, man? Look at him, dude, he's all blue. Why is this fish blue? I mean, straight blue. Blue's Clues. He's a blue-chested crankbait buster. Got a fish on. I had a fish on. They are still eating this thing. If I could get them in the boat, that would be great. There we go. Seems like a nicer fish, maybe. Definitely a largemouth. Yes, sir. I mean, what more can I say? What more can I say, dudes? Doesn't get any better than that right there. Straight cracking them in the jaw on Chester CHEETO. Just awesome, dude. Just awesome. He smoked it quick too. He wasn't coming off. He was hooked with both hooks. Best fish of the day right there. Nice one. Red crankbaits in the fall, dudes. They eat them. I don't care what the internet tells you. And the irony of me telling you this on the internet right now, I do realize. Boom. Crank yankers. That's what I'm talking about. Let's keep going. Too much fun. You guys are getting a little wet in the rain. I don't care. As long as they're eating, I'm beating. Bank beaters in the rain. Let's go. All right, I'm gonna talk technique here for just a second. One thing you guys will see me doing when the crankbait hits the water, I'll pull my rod tip down towards the water and give it a nice hard pull. Tug back on the rod, kind of like I'm setting the hook, but setting it slowly. And what that does is it gets that crankbait down there to its maximum running depth. So I'm trying to make bottom contact, pull it, and then burn. I mean, I'm fishing this thing fast. And sometimes I'll give it a little stop, go, pull, stop, go. Kind of, you know, just varying retrieves, experiment, but mainly when that thing gets in the water, I'm pulling on that rod, try to get it down there towards the bottom as fast as I can. Hopefully getting bit while I'm doing it. There we go. Hooked up. Stay on. Please stay on. Boat flip boogie, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This fish is super warm as well. Feels like he's been sitting in the hot tub. He's stuck. This one was not coming off. Got Kyle back there about to take off. Try to do some surfing right here beside me. Make sure I can see him. Yeah, Kyle, I know you can surf. There's another one on the crank. Yes, Uncle Remus, I know the catfish are huge. Oh, just got popped. Just got popped. I mean, just a hard whack. He was gone. He's down there. Here we go. Feels like a nice fish. Feels like a nice fish, boys. He's fighting. It's either a nice fish or a hard fighter. It's a hard fighter and a decent fish. Oh, it's a guad. Dude, that's a big guad. Oh man, that's a big guad. That's a stud guad. Dude, this guad's probably 2 pounds. Look at this, dude. That's a big guad. That's the biggest guad I've caught in a long time. Yes, dude. Stoked. Stoked. He's pooping in my boat. Not cool, dude. That's the biggest guad I've caught in a long time, dudes. Look at that. Zeroed. 1 pound, 12 ounces. He's fat and happy. Stoked. Biggest guad I've caught in a while. He's going in the box with his friends. Filling the boxes today, boys. Sweet. I'm stoked on that fish. Yeah, somebody commented on one of my videos and said the DC reels don't work if you get them wet. Seems to be working pretty fine to me. I've been fishing in the rain all day. Fishing the rain with these reels all the time. No issues here. So I don't know what that joker was talking about. Going back to that whole people on the internet don't know what they're talking about thing, including me. All right. Nothing to do but keep ripping and rocking. Okay, dudes, it rained on us pretty good there for a little bit, but I think the worst of it is past, at least for now. I went ahead and pulled my rain gear out of the locker and put it on. What's the point of having it if you're not gonna use it? It's been a good morning out here so far. I'm soaking wet, but that's not gonna stop me from fishing with you guys. I hope you're having fun with me out here on the water today. If you are, consider subscribing to the channel. Click that thumbs up button to help more people see this video. I'm out here braving the 50-something degree weather and the rain to get these crank anchors in the boat for you guys. Keep making content, rain or shine. Let's get back to fishing. Hopefully you guys can see and hear me okay. We kind of got dumped on pretty good there for a minute. I'm trying to keep the gear as dry as I possibly can. Hopefully the fish will keep biting. I've had a good morning so far, and I'm gonna keep throwing old Chester CHEETO around. Got a few fish in the box here. Been testing the live wells, making sure they're recirculating, doing what they need to do, but I'm gonna go ahead and let these guys go. Later, buddy. There's that one last look at that really nice 1 pound, 12 ounce quad. And off they go into the wild blue. I'm gonna keep fishing. What a day. What a day, dudes. Yee! It is foggy out here and I can see my own breath. I'm gonna head to my next spot and keep throwing the crankbait. Hopefully be able to get on a couple more. I'm already out here, I'm already soaked, so I'm not really trying to give up just yet. There we go, right here in front of the boat. Oh, he ripped off. Dang, he took one last, and I just pitched right out here in front of the boat and that one ate it. That didn't take long, they're still hitting the crank. But he took one last hard yeet down towards the bottom and ripped free. That's all I needed right there. I got eyes on him, got to see a fish, got to fight him for a second, and he ate it right here. I mean, freaking right by the boat, he smoked it. They're still eating, let's go. That's all I needed. One more bite, that's 6 more hours. There we go, nice, he cracked it. I think that was 2 fish. I had 2 fish on right there. Felt like 2 fish. These fish are so warm. Another chunk on the crank. Let her, dude. He freaking cracked it, dude. That was such a hard bite. I mean, he unleashed the fury. Smagwalk. There we go. Came back for it. Boom. What's up, Mr. Guadalupe? Another nice quad. He hit it twice, missed him on the first one, but he came back for it, chased it down again and ate it. Yee! Still going. All right, let's let him go. Nice quad. Later, dude. He smoked it. Smoking the reds. And I don't mean Marlboro. No, we talking red cranks. Do bass eat red baits in the fall? Let's find out. Got bait discombobulation going on here. Check my fluorocarbon. Need to retie. Yo. That might be a trio, son. Gave it a good hard yeet. Thought I was getting bit for a second. Not good. Oh, I see it. I see it. There she is. There she is, boy. She's back. Naga. Not gonna get my crankbait. Oh, there's a fish. Little guad. Yeet. Yeet. Little mini yeet. Man, I'm gonna tell you, my hands are so cold. It's actually pretty nice when I get my hands on a fish because they're so warm. Yeet. Whoa, he did like 3 barrel rolls on his way back into the water. The dude was an acrobat. Sometimes when you get snagged for just a split second, you think, oh, that's a good fish. And then it's not. It's a tree or a rock or the earth. There's a piece of wood. I think these gentlemen building this house threw a piece of wood into the lake. I'm calling the cops. Come on, let's see if we can get another fish, man. Low flip boogie, another guad. Yee, another nice guad too, chunky. Probably close to a pound, maybe a little more. Let's look at that dude. Water buddy. Right here off the point, he smoked it. See if he has friends. Ooh, oh, I just got broke off, dudes. Dang, I just got broke off. Yeah, look at him. He just jumped and he still had the crankbait in his mouth. That sucks. I just saw that fish jump with my crank in his mouth. He didn't look like too big of a fish, but he definitely broke me off. I must have got rashed up on those last couple casts, man. That shows you how often you need to be retying, man. That was my bad. Sorry, little dude. He's swimming around down there with a crushed 50 in his face. That's a bummer. I hate that, man. That is not good. Wild, man. Wild, wild, wild. Hopefully he can shake it loose. But I just got broke off by a fish. Stole my crankbait. That's a bummer. He jumped and I saw that Chester CHEETO hanging out of his mouth, man. Hopefully he can shake it loose. I mean, dang. What a bummer. That's not the name of the game right there, man. Kind of makes me feel bummed out for the little dude. He'll be all right. He'll still live. It's just, it just sucks. He's got to swim around with that thing in his face. Grab me a fresh CHEETO out of the crankbait box here. All right. Oh my gosh. I done went over the cable and into the rocks. Not good. Not good at all. That was a dingus move right there, dudes. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Hopefully rattle it out. Come on. Come on out of there. There we go. Oh, it came out and then went back in. Come on. Crush 50, come loose. Got my motor banging into the rocks back there. Might have to get on this dock for a second. I don't know, I don't want these people to shoot me. Come on, Crush 50. Jiggle, jiggle it. There we go. We're good to go. Now how do I get my boat out of here? Now I gotta get my boat out of here. All right, that was fun. Oh, we got some more rain coming, it looks like. Great, good times. That is a little bitty fish, dude. That is a little bitty fish. That's a brand new guad. What were you thinking, dude? Look at him. You are nuts, Junior. You're nuts, Junior. I mean, look at that little dude. I can't even really tell if he's a guad or a largemouth. It looks like a guad, but it could be a baby largemouth. It's got those side markings like a guad, but tough to, no, it's a guad. Yeah, it's a guad. But that right there is micro yeet. He's tiny. Later, dude. There we go. Nice. Smoked it. He cracked it and was fighting so hard I thought he was a bigger fish, man. Another guad. We're lighting up the guads today. Chill out, buddy. I'm gonna let you go. Later, dude. He freaking annihilated it, dude. Hit it like a freight train and was fighting so hard, so fired up, I thought he was bigger. He stayed down for a while. Fought hard. He fought hard. He fought with honor. There we go. Ooh, there's multiples. There's multiples with this one. He had a friend. I saw him. It's another guad. There, dude. Yeah, he had a buddy. Release my buddy. He was following him, trying to figure out how he could get a bite of that CHEETO snack. CHEETO burrito. I need to go ahead and retie. I'm gonna play it safe. There's just a tiny little spot. Feels like it could have a little weakness there. So after our experience earlier getting broke off, I'm gonna go ahead and just take the time. Tell you what, my hands are cold, old son. Warm water, cold air, cold rain, cold hands. And I'm wishing that I would have wore pants. I thought it was supposed to get up into the 70s. Still feels like it's freaking 60 degrees, 50 something degrees out here. So we've got a little waterfall action going on over here. Sometimes that'll bunch them up where that water's coming in. They'll gather right there. Can be a thing. See if we can get bit over there. Oh my gosh, look at that, dude. I did get bit over there. That is officially the craziest bite I've ever got on a crankbait. That is a tiny baby. Looks like it might be a, it's a green sunfish. That is a baby green sunfish. Look at that, dudes. That is wild. He's bait himself. He's the same size as the bait. A baby green sunfish that I just caught on a crankbait. Look at that. Look at that. That is nuts. You're nuts, Junior. Gotta be careful with him. All right, he's free. Let's let him go. Wow, later, dude. Whee! And down he goes. Took him a second, but he's gone. That was cool. Sometimes, man, catch a tiny fish and it can be cool too. That was wild, dude. That was the smallest fish I've ever caught on a crankbait, no doubt. Well, dudes, we braved the cold, we braved the rain, and I think we got an answer to our question. Do bass eat red baits or red crankbaits in the fall time, not just in the spring? You tell me, man, what do you guys think? Had a lot of fun out here making this video for you guys, but I'm gonna get my gear put away and make my long cold rip back to the boat ramp and get Beetlejuice put back on the trailer, and then we'll wrap this video up from back at the house. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me out here on the water today. I hope you had a good time. I sure did. Smoking the reds, but I'm soaked and cold. Time to head home.
That was, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up pretty quick here. Shout outs to 6th Sense Fishing if you guys are interested in scooping up the Crush 50 for yourself, or if you're interested in the rod that you saw me using out there today to throw the Crush 50, 6thsensefishing.com. JR10 at checkout. It's gonna give you 10% off everything on the website. Big shout outs and mad love to 6th Sense Fishing. If it wasn't for them, we couldn't do what we do. So if you guys are interested in supporting the channel, if you like the content, you want to scoop some baits or some rods and save some money for yourself while showing the channel some love, you can do that. sixcensefishing.com, JR10 for the win. Also, shout outs to Waterland, waterlandco.com. Absolutely love these shades. They're the best shades that I've ever owned. I wear them every trip out there on the water. Anytime I need shades on my face, it's gonna be some Waterlands, waterlandco.com, JR10 at checkout. That's gonna save you big money. It's gonna knock like 50 bucks off of that order. So check out both of those companies. If you do choose to order anything and use my JR10 code, take a screenshot of the confirmation email, head on over to Instagram and shoot me a DM with that screenshot, and I will give you a shout out over there. Just a way for me to give you guys some public recognition and say thank you for showing the channel support using the JR10 code. The last thing I'm gonna ask of you is that you subscribe to the channel. Help us color in the bar. I can't do it without you guys. Thank you so much for the support. But please, if you have not already done so, consider clicking that subscribe button. Kick those notification bells on. You'll catch all my future content. That's about all I got for you today, man. That about does it. That about wraps her on up. So I'm gonna say goodbye for now, and I'll see you on the next one.